Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. So, I'm curious if you have parts that are up that you want to discuss today. I'm also eager to hear if there's any follow-up from the last stuff we talked about, because I feel like there was a new part or some insight around some new parts. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you remember any of that?
Let's see. So I remember, was it two times ago was the busy?
I thought it was last time.
Or was that last time?
Wrong.
There was the busy part. That seems to have calmed a lot and just to be content. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That part with the baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boy with the broken toys.
Yes. Yeah. And that's, I've been feeling a lot calmer, just throughout my days, and not as, rushed to be busy, So that's been really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. And yesterday I was just acknowledging throughout the day. I was like, wow, I'm so peaceful. And yesterday ended up being a busy day unintentionally. And at the end of the day, I was like, wow, I'm not even stressed, normally if I end up, I had to run a bunch of different errands and people needed rides. And normally that stresses me out and I need to, come down from it,
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, I'm not stressed or overwhelmed. That's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So does it still feel like, can you touch into those parts? Do you think that that's connected or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the parts are feeling, taken care of.
Yeah. That's so great.
And the sadness part, maybe that was the time before with feeling sad about my family and, the thing with my nephew and kind of grieving that.
Yeah.
And, that like there's still a little bit of sadness, but it's not like heavy, it just kind of feels like, okay, well, that's like, oh, that's a normal part of life,
Yeah.
a relationship has changed. So it's normal to feel a little sad about that,
Yeah. Yeah. That's so nice. I kind of just want to sit and enjoy that, hearing
Yeah.
that. It's just so nice.
Yeah, it really is. It feels, like I was saying, I noticed yesterday just how peaceful I was feeling all day and kept being surprised like, wow, I
Yeah.
feel so peaceful. I don't feel like I need to rush to do things. I don't feel like I have to be busy, I mean, when I went to my sister's and picked up my dog and, there was a little part of my mind that was like, oh, I should clean or I should do things to help her out. And then I was just like, no, I'm just going to do what I came here to do, pick up my dog, take her. And, yeah, feels great.
It's awesome. And it sounds like, I mean, that's been my experience when I've connected to the younger parts that felt lost or unloved or exiled. It's like I can just see things through a different perspective, and I can just enjoy my front yard. I can just enjoy, things that I normally am not aware of, or
Yeah.
the stressful situations are kind of like, that's all right.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm doing what I need to do. And, I don't have to be, stressed or angry or even overwhelmed. Just I get maybe more able to be present in the moment and
Yeah.
not thinking about, oh, I'd rather be home, I'd rather be relaxing.
Yeah. And so, but it sounds like you weren't you weren't necessarily doing a daily, like, intentional check-in with those parts, or?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe that's something we can, I don't know, talk about or work on is why I'm so resistant to that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But I also, if you're seeing great results and you didn't do that, I mean, that's also worth noting.
Okay.
Like, and I think that, I do a little parts check in every day, but there's still parts that I might kind of forget about for a month, for a long time. And I don't, in my experience, it hasn't been necessary to see every part every day.
Yeah.
You have a big insight, you have a connection, and then that connection is kind of reestablished. And then I don't know. That's been my experience. Is just that there are kind of leaps of insight or connection that can stick around.
Yeah. I think I get overwhelmed because it's like there's so many parts and when I've tried to write them down or draw pictures of them, I think that overwhelms me, just the number of parts. And do I need to, the idea of checking in with each of them every day feels overwhelming.
I'm not sure if that would be possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that taking 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it also, I just want to kind of mention again my kind of inverted pyramid theory of all of this, which I haven't heard too much discussed in like what I've read up on it. But the idea that kind of the youngest parts, like the more that they're healed and they're seen, then the older ones seem to be able to relax. So I know that when I'm considering a check-in, I kind of start with the youngest one and find that it's the older ones kind of seem at least as well as that one's doing. And so I can kind of work my way through chronologically. Maybe I said that wrong, but yeah, if the youngest one is not feeling good, then that's where I start. It seems like that has the most effect.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Would kind of make sense. It would make sense in an internal family. It would also make sense in a regular family where it's like, yeah, if the baby's screaming, the whole household is distraught,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, mm-hmm.
Well, and last week when we were talking about the little boy with the, fixing the broken toys and
Mm-hmm.
to calm the baby, it reminded me of my nephew and his sister, his younger sister, and him feeling like he needed to take care of and protect her. And it gave me just what you're saying, that, that part was so busy protecting the younger part, but that it wasn't even able to focus on what it needed. It was just like all the energy going to focus on making sure the baby's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, you're doing it. That's great.
Thanks.
So yeah, whatever else you want to talk about today. Other parts, or that part that doesn't want to do the check-ins, or whatever you want to do, talk about.
Yeah, maybe the part that doesn't want to do the check-ins.
Okay. All right. So yeah, just see if you can kind of put yourself in that space when that part's activated. If there's a time when part of you is saying, "Hey, we should do that now," and it's pushing back, and see if you can notice where in or around your body it feels like it's showing up.
Feels like my throat and shoulders and face.
Okay. And just now, as you're noticing it, how do you feel towards it?
Annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's being bossy and controlling.
Okay. So there's a part that's resisting resisting a check-in, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a part that's annoyed, feels like that first part is being bossy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So see what happens if you ask the part that's annoyed to step back so you can get to know the one that's resistant and see how it reacts.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. So we're turning again towards the one that's resisting check-in. And is there anything else you're able to notice about it in your sensations or in its presence?
It's like a tension, like a squeezing, kind of irritated, doesn't want to be bothered
Mm-hmm.
with trivial things.
Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling towards it now?
I'm curious.
Okay, great. So let it know you're curious. Just try to invite it. Do whatever you can to invite it to talk with you. And ask what it wants you to know about itself.
I see like an adult me, with arms crossed and, kind of just impatient, like it's standing in line waiting for something, like tapping its foot, like, we're on a time schedule here. Just feeling impatient and
Yeah.
just saying like, I don't have time for this.
Mm-hmm. And does it feel like that about all kinds of things, or is it specifically the doing inner work?
Yeah, I think inner work inner work, anything like that, inner work, meditation, the check-ins, journaling.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, what's its concern about spending time on that? I mean, I hear that it's impatient, but can you ask it what's kind of behind that, or what it's worried about?
Yeah. Said, uh, we don't have time for that. We're going to be late. I said, what are we going to be late for? And she's like, everything. We're going to be late for the important stuff, the big stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So she's looking out for your time management.
But
I don't know if it. Go ahead.
it reminds me of my dad and like you know, the productivity and the, you know, no time for, what's the word, like there was no caring or concern for the humanity, you know, the self,
Yeah.
the person. It was just all you know, again, back to, we have to be productive, we have to be successful, we have to prove that we're worthy, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to you that it feels this way?
Yeah.
Great. So see what you can do to show it that, just show it that understanding. You might ask how long it's been doing the job or how it likes that job.
Okay. Yeah. What the questions are? How long it's been doing the job?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been doing the job forever.
Mm-hmm. And how does it like the job?
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's stressful.
Yeah, sounds like it. And that important stuff, is it able to show you kind of what's important and also kind of what would be so bad about not, you know, getting all those important things done? Like, what's the deeper fear?
The deeper fears that we won't be loved.
Hmm. Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. See if you can show it some appreciation for looking out for that. That's like such an important emotion and feeling, the need to be loved. And it's been working forever to look out for that.
Okay.
How's it going?
Good. She's like softening.
So she's open to your appreciation,
Yeah.
receiving that.
Yeah. Like she turned towards me and like her body language softened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So try asking if you were able to go to that part, or to heal that feeling of, not being loved. What would she rather be doing with her energy inside of you?
She'd rather be relaxing, like on the beach,
Hmm.
maybe swimming.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I would just um, let her know that that's your intention. You could ask if is she aware, or is she connected at all to any of this other work you've been doing? Maybe try to get her just what she thinks about that. Is she aware of your ability to do that and how it's been going?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I know it's a jumble.
It's-
I'm trying to see how she feels about you doing that work,
Oh, okay.
and especially considering that you have done that work. Is she aware of that?
Yeah, she seems more relaxed. She's like, oh, that's cool. Um, I don't know that she's 100% convinced that I can do it, but
Mm-hmm.
she does see that. Yeah.
And what would she need from you? What does she need from you in the future to be more convinced, to feel better about it? Um,
Interestingly, I think she needs some of the stuff that she's been keeping me from doing, like
yeah.
the check-ins and journaling and, just spending time with myself
Yeah. And
internally.
is she talking about like spending time with her, or is she, or yeah, how does she mean that? Like, is that about her, or is it about just your inner work in general?
Inner work in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there anything, is there any other question that you have for her around like a negotiation or just kind of a strategy that that you two could work on or that would work for her going forward?
She's like, as long as it gets done, she doesn't care how.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great. It sounds like a big shift
Yeah.
from don't get it done. But yeah, it's also interesting. It's like that could be seen as a quite a productive project, right? I mean, she cares about getting things done.
Yeah.
So I know that's been really helpful for me to, I have all my projects on this list over here. And then I have all the things that my inner work and my self care, and they don't have a list a lot of times. And it's not until I put them all on the same kind of footing and they occupy the same place for me that I can treat them like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I need to get this done. This is a project.
Yeah.
And suddenly it makes my parts feel better about it.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been, slowly trying to, I have 3 things I try to do every day, like exercise, stretch, and journal.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of in that order. And so I'm almost, I've been able to be pretty consistent about the exercise, even if it's just like 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
walking or something. The stretching happens most days, not every day. And then the journaling, is I guess similar, like most days or every other day.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, but I guess the physical has been the priority.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe if I can, expand that a little bit and make the other stuff a priority too,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways to approach it. I'm curious, when you do the journaling, do you have a set goal in mind? Are you trying to fill a page? Are you trying to answer a certain number of questions? Or like, what's your journaling process like?
I just try to write whatever comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I write my dreams down when I remember them. And then I try to write just how I'm feeling and anything that's coming up emotionally.
Mm-hmm. And have you ever tried any type of, I know we've talked about like having parts and kind of either having a picture of them or having, some other way that they're in your environment. And I'm wondering if you've ever tried anything like that around your journaling. Something that's worked for me is like I have some index cards, and each card might be a different part. And again, I'm not going through every single card, but I can kind of just, it's just kind of there with my journal, for example, and it's just kind of like part of it.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's just one technique that's worked for me.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that. I will sometimes do the non-dominant handwriting, where my left hand will be like the child voice, the inner child or whatever. But I haven't done that for like specific, like what you were saying, specific parts.
Yeah. Well, I highly recommend it. To me, that's really what the parts check-in is all about. It's like, I mean, there's listening for what's going on, but then there's also kind of making a date with a certain part with some intention of like, okay, I'm going to talk to this part today, which you might decide right in the moment. Again, it might just be the one that comes up or the one that's on the top of your index cards or whatever, but just kind of exercising that connection, that pathway, and saying, hey, part, you still there? What's the latest?
Yeah.
And you can do that in 2 minutes. And that might also help with not feeling like you have to check in with every part, or that you have to check in with one part for a very, very long time, or that you have to have any specific agenda. Like, I got to fix this part. It's just kind of like, your Rolodex of inner people.
Okay.
Any other ideas that this part wants to offer around doing this work, or that any other parts are wanting to share to help you along in the journey?
Nothing's really coming up. Meditation is that word's coming up, but other than that, no.
Yeah. And I'll just throw in one more thing, which is doing that work of going to that part that's wants love and doesn't feel like it's getting it or doesn't have it. That's that kind of exile work, or I'm bookmarking that as just a good place to go, and also something that you might set as, when you're thinking about parts you might check in with on your own. It could be like, I could take one more step towards down that trail. That could be one of them.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you. It's been nice talking with you.
You too.
Yeah. I'll be in touch about talking with that expert.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.